Yeah, guys, just on the floor. This is a bedside table cam. Just want to change it up. Might be interesting if you look through the videos and like every video has a different sort of thumbnail. Um, so this is the bedroom. Um, maybe I'll do another angle of it another time, and you can like create the world by piecing the videos together of like how everything gets put together. There's my kitchen there. Um, this video is about, is university a scam? And I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it for many years. When did I leave university? A long time ago. 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 10 years ago. For me, studying illustration and graphics up in Coventry, I came from college with like a fiery attitude towards like art and design. I was just like studying it more and more and more and more and more, to the point where I didn't really see the forest for the trees. I didn't. I just. I guess like in a way, you sort of study and then the dip. I was talking about that in my other video, and then I sort of had all these entry level artists, which are still good. I've got Mark Rothko on my wall over there. I've went to see his exhibition; it's great, but you know, some people might still say he's money. That's a money laundering exercise. Having all these like abstract bits of artwork and Tate and such. I don't like the Tate. So like I really studied art. I was surrounded by it, and I was surrounded by other artists. In college, I spent a lot of my time like taking trips out and mooching about London and stuff. London was a bit better. Well, it was better back then. I won't really go to London anymore. I think it's a shithole. Um, sorry for swearing. Um, and then I went to. So I was like really involved. The problem is like I was very hands on and very analog back then. And then I went to university and I still thought like when you stick to a discipline, although there's a better way to do it and you don't evolve. You So I was using Photoshop and everyone's like, you need to use Illustrator. I'm like, no, Photoshop's the one. And somehow I got it done all on Photoshop. Illustrator would have been so handy to use because you can use Illustrator for production. You can have cut lines in, or add special spot colors for foiling and whites and UV dome printing and stuff, like depending on. And it's quite if you want to learn that sort of production side of thing, there's only like, I reckon you could probably learn it in a couple of hours from being a newbie, learning what spot color is and understanding like a little bit of the theory, and then learning how to use strokes and learning how you know a PDF might look like it has a line, but when it gets sent to the printer, that line is only can only communicate to the printer if it has a certain name and it's a spot color. So things like that. Whereas going to university the first year, let's actually talk. So I had the heart for it. Maybe it was a bit deluded. Maybe I romanticized it all a bit too much. I was broke, so maybe I had to. I worked in a coffee shop for while at college, and I loved it. I liked making coffee. I liked working with my hands. That was very telling. Like working with my hands, like making something every day. You know, instant sort of like if someone enjoyed it, I'm like, yeah, cool. If someone didn't enjoy it, you'd hear about it straight away. So um, there's a part of me that enjoys retail, but it's the fact that like, but imagine if you had control over the product and everything, you could really own it. I worked at a company called Chibo. I don't know if anyone remembers that. It was a German company. Basically got made redundant when I was like 18, 19 maybe. I don't even remember. and I got £700. And I was like, yes, that was so much money back then. I think I went out and got drunk, as you do. I should have been buying real estate or Bitcoin. Damn it. Anyway, so had all this heart. Spent all my time at college. Like I spent all my time, like even on like half days, I'd just stay in the studio. I just liked being in that environment. I was locked in. Went to uni, and even if I had the social life as well, and got drunk and stuff, did all the silly things, and then I went to uni, and it just felt like taking a step back. I was surrounded. So you go to your shared accommodation. We had a tower block with like 102 of us in there, and everyone's in different courses. So of course you can't really discuss ideas or whatever. So, and then everyone's talking about, you only have to get like 30% to pass this year. And I'm thinking 30%. That's like just turning up, isn't it? And he's like, pretty much. And I was like, so of course that year was a write-off. We basically got drunk for 9 months because it's 3 months, couple of weeks off, 3 months, couple of weeks off, 3 months. And the lectures were 2-3 a week for the first year. Made some amazing friends. And second year, we lived in a house, maybe 1 or 2 lectures a week. And I'll tell you what, you do. It sounds so silly, but at uni, if you do want to like figure out yourself or whatever, like I spoke to so many people, they were like, it was either going traveling or going to uni. I would argue you could probably do both, and I would argue maybe it's another video, but do it after, like do uni after you've sort of established yourself. Like maybe I don't think it's realistic anymore. Like nothing makes sense anymore. The stock market keeps going up. Everyone's broke. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back with a lot of my friends. Like everyone seems to have like short-term pleasures and just like waste all their money on short-term pleasures. So maybe that isn't the answer now, but perhaps back then, if I had to do it again, I would approach. Maybe that's another video as well. If I had to do it all again, well, there you go. There's another video there. Note to self: if I'm rewatching this video, to make sure I don't like pick my nose or yawn like I always do. And then third year, we lived in a house again, and one lecture a week. It was very self-driven, which is kind of bizarre because you're spending, I don't know how much it was, like $3,000 back then, but it tripled. We were the last year that it tripled, so it was $9,000 a semester, I think you call it. I don't know. So we got it for the last $3,000, and I still owe about 30 odd grand, and there's interest on top of that as well. And it's just due to, doing a bit of this, bit of that, and then sort of I came out of year. Oh my god! So I got a 2-1 basically at the end of it, and then I was in all this debt, and I just thought that was fun. Better go into the real world. Approached a few people with my Photoshop portfolio, and no one cared. I was like, but I can draw all these cool characters and all these illustrations. If you ever want to see my illustrations, I can talk about them as well. They're probably coming at some point. Have a little overlap on the circles. I do want to keep it separate though, but I was like, I can do editorials. They're like, yeah, so can a million other people. And nowadays you can just do AI. So, I was just disheartened that it all meant nothing, and I was waving around this 2-1, which meant nothing. And to be honest, 2-1 was, I didn't really try. I don't think university is a prestigious place. There were people in there that were dum-dums, like dummy dum-dums, like incompetent dummy dum-dums, not passionate. They said I only came here for something to do. And I'm like, wait. I'm here because I care. And then everyone's like, yeah. And it's kind of contagious. Again, so to come back to that first year, I'm coming there, I'm like, yeah, illustration, yeah. I want to be like Cy Scott or fucking... Um, uh, who's the other guy? There was another guy I really liked. And there was loads of them, graphic designers and such. I've got books under my bed with all them in, around the corner there. I would read the side of the books to sound smart. Um, and I got there, and everyone was just there for a laugh. And I met some amazing people. I've gone to a lot of weddings with people that I met at university, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. And you kind of you're all figuring it out and stuff, and but you know, is university a scam? Maybe this is part one. I might do part two where I really sort of break down the courses and such. I don't really want to go for more than 12 minutes of video. So the initial sort of university and what I get out of it is good friends and sort of life experience. The course was kind of a bit goofy, and the 2-1 meant nothing. Perhaps I'll do another video with like post university and talk more about in like trying to leave university and that sort of timeline after it, and how long did it take to figure out what actually mattered and what could be used in the real world from design. Perhaps that'll be part two of is university worth it. I'm going to call these. I'll probably make 3. I think there's enough to talk about for about 3 videos. So yeah, like and subscribe, guys. Part 2 will be out shortly, and perhaps be another angle. Perhaps I'll put it in a really funny place, and bath cam. I won't be naked, but I could sit in the bath. That'd be funny. Under the bed cam. I don't know. Like and subscribe, guys. I'll see you soon. Peace.